So I'm going to attempt to explain ascending tracts, and this is the dorsal medial lemniscus pathway. So this is afferent information coming in, it's somatosensory. So this is just about information coming in, there's nothing motor about it. So we're going to start off. So you have your first order neuron. Comes in here, the dorsal root ganglion, and comes up, straight up through the dorsal part of the spine, cord, comes up. So this is lumbar, and it's coming up, and keeps going. There we go. So that's your first. That's your first bit so far, and then that heads into the nucleus of the medulla. And this particular jiggy, is called your fasciculus gracilis. So, fasciculus gracilis. So, okay, that's that, and that comes up into your nucleus in the medulla. What shall we have next? I haven't really thought about how I'm going to present this, to be honest. And let's say now we've got another one coming in. So this is for information coming into the cervical. Again, dorsal root ganglion comes in, goes up, bop, bop, bop. And this is called your fasciculus cuneatus. Fasciculus cuneatus. And then that comes up into another nucleus of the medulla. And these nuclei are called the nucleus gracilis and the nucleus cuneatus. So let's have a think about where they go. So your fasciculus gracilis comes up to the nucleus gracilis, and the fasciculus cuneatus, nucleus cuneatus. So then what happens here at the nucleus of the medulla? A synapse. Synapse occurs. And what happens is, at the synapse, your second order neuron, it decussates. So it crosses over. And that decussates. And what happens is they join up. So they were two, and now they head up towards the thalamus as one fat, a flat and fat neuron, and that's now called the lemniscus. So it's just them joined together, and a little bit squashed and flat. And these go up to what's called the ventroposterolateral part of the thalamus. So whoop, there we go. So into the ventroposterolateral posterolateral part of the thalamus. Your VPL, not your visible panty line, but your ventro-posterolateral part of the thalamus. And what happens here? Another synapse. And then your third order neuron goes out to the somatosensory cortex. That's it, very, very simply. So the stimulus comes in from the first order neuron. So this is your coming in from the periphery into the spinal cord, right? Into the spinal column even. It enters dorsally, so it comes in the back door, into the grey matter, and ascends immediately up the spinal cord. So no messing around, comes in, goes straight upstairs. Okay? And into the nucleus of the medulla oblongata. Now, if any other signals come in from higher up the body, they do exactly the same thing. They come in, dorsal root ganglion, they enter dorsally, go straight up, and then head towards the nucleus of the medulla. So remembering that you have your fasciculus gracilis, which is anything from T6 to S5, and your fasciculus cuneatus is T5 to C1. Actually, we'll write that down, because that's actually kind of important when we think about where sensation is coming in from. So they go into the appropriate nucleus, okay? And that nucleus in the medulla, they decussate. Boom, cross over. And this is the special bit, they join up. They make friends, they join up. And this is called your, they become the lemniscus, right? Head up towards the VPL. This is your second order neuron. Synapse in the VPL, and head off to the somatosensory cortex. Somatosensory cortex. Okay. Is there anything else I need to add in that? There is. I'm just going to try and put it in the right order. So, blah, 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 blah. Let's have a little think. Okay, so, dorsal column, medial lemniscus pathway. The dorsal tract. What is the dorsal tract responsible for? So, it is responsible for fine touch, what else? General proprioception, two-point discrimination, two-point discrimination, so discriminative touch, and vibration. So, and remember, this is the dorsal tract. Dorsal tract. And this is afferent. Afferent. Okay. And in clinic, how are we going to test this? So this is tested with cotton wool. And that is a very simple dorsal column medial lemniscus pathway.